Alright, good evening everyone. Didn't think I would make it here in time, and you can hear my son in the background. He had a great dinner, but now he just needs to get sorted for bed, so apologies. But let's do the best we can, yeah?
Alright, good evening everyone.
I'm listening to myself, that's never good. There we go. Alright, that's better. Alright, let me know if the sound's not good. I had a problem last week, but I think we're okay. Cheers, I've got something here. So I didn't actually get to play in this past week, but I've been watching a little bit. Being up in the middle of the night, I got to enjoy some games that I normally don't get to see because my time zone doesn't work out. But here we are. Let's have a look at what happened. So first off, as we always do, hey Spire. Thanks, man. Yeah, actually, things are going really well. If I can digress for a second, today we went for the 2 week checkup for little man and wife. And so far, so good. We've learned a lot. We went for our first little walk in the park yesterday with him as well. Yeah, things are going pretty good, man. I'm not going to be putting photos up here, but I can show you later on Slack if you want to see. But yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate the wishes. Um, I don't know if I would say contrary to the sounds in the back, but maybe in line with the sounds in the back, little man is Genki. Little man is very alive. Okay, so in terms of the player group, this will always start off. We still have 444, so I don't think we actually lost or gained too many alts from last week, which is pretty great. However, if we look at the pairings, we actually had 11 forfeit losses or scheduled draws. So this is like one down from last week, which was 12. It's a bit unfortunate. I was really hoping that we would have less of these, but this is the first season where we're actually kind of tracking it by week, so it could be that this is a norm. But given that we have like 108 alts, you would hope that we get more of those games covered instead of not. And thank you, by the way, for the alt who covered me for last week, and for the one who's covering for me this week as well. Oh, little man's got a diaper change going on. Okay, with that said, we had the normal 42 teams, 21 games, and we had 3 drawn matches. So let's pop over to the pairings and have a quick look at what happened while we try and figure out what the shape of the week looked like. So I like my suggestion is a top running team right now. I think they were sitting on 10 points beginning of the week. They came out of, I wouldn't say nowhere, but they weren't in the lead at the start, but they just had some really good consistent results. And I actually think Matthew Huber, who's their caption and board 3, is going to try a stream this coming week, if they didn't already. I don't know if anyone else can tell me when exactly that would happen, if I'm correct about when it would happen, but very excited. Your alternate forfeited the game? That is very unfortunate. Our board 1 played like a bonk load, so that was also a bit of a surprise. But our alts actually did pretty good. I think our alts actually won the person who covered for me. Yeah, so here we can see. Oh yeah, so Matthew Huber I think might be streaming in the coming week. Be very interesting to see their game, especially because they're doing so well. My son never call. I'm always a big fan, and they did get a win, but the team overall got a draw. Junaf, if you're here, apologies. I see that you did not get a win. That's a tough one, but maybe again the next round. And I think with this, it's likely that I like my suggestion is still going to be in the lead or tied for the lead after this week. So they are still probably the team to beat. Alright, next up, old moves and new blunders. So here we have our highest rated player in the league, bad player 35, 30, almost 2500 basically. They're 1 point off. And they are continuing to rise still. I'm actually going to quickly detour into their leeches profile. Let's have a quick look what we see here. All time, I mean, they've been here for quite a while, 2018. But actually, you can see here that they didn't really play classical until recently, so they probably came in a little bit underrated, actually. They probably played a few games to get the non-provisional so they can play in the league. And yeah, they've kind of just continued to crash it. Yeah, very strong player, obviously. All right. Anyone else in this group that I specifically know of? Hey, Gary, how you doing, man? Thanks for joining. I hope you're doing pretty good. Here also we have our first forfeit loss by Grizzly 1000, unfortunately. And Nika, Kif, and Merrick could not get a game. So I guess if Nikakif was unavailable, but it's a scheduled draw, that means they put themselves unavailable from the start. They didn't go unavailable during the week. The difference there being if you go unavailable during the week, it's on you. If the alt doesn't take the spot, then you actually just lose. But if you go unavailable beforehand, I think that it's basically like the league couldn't find a player to replace it, so they don't penalize you. All right, and then we see also Shorty Adam Shaw Shardwick, unfortunately, also forfeited their game. So not the best to see that, but it does happen. Moving on to Check GPT versus There's No Crying in Chess unless you lose. I do wonder if there might be crying in chess if you win as well. Board 5 was in short supply, is that so? I'll actually quickly open up the rosters in the background. We can see. Um, in terms of alts, board 5 does seem, board 6 seems to be the one that's got a bit of a shortage, but fair enough. You can see here all the people who have a little schedule next to them, they actually did play, so yeah, I mean, you can actually see board 4 might have been a bit of a problem, given that there's X amount of people and a lot of them actually weren't available for this week as well. So maybe that was also a bit of a tight spot. Our board 4 had to play down as we didn't get an alternate to board 5. Wow, okay, that was quite tough. You guys had a lot of alt action, hey? Glad that your opponents accepted someone playing down, though. That's pretty big ups for the board 5 player. That's quite nice. Alright, check GPT. Let's get back to this. Oh, Dr. Chestad. Dr. Chestad, I'm with you, as you can hear in the background. I wonder what they played, though. I didn't get to see them. I didn't get to see them going. You say player people weren't responding. I mean, that's kind of unfortunate. There's not much you can do besides just have this system and hope someone does take the spot. I don't know if your players actually put themselves unavailable before the week started, by the way, or if this was a midweek thing. That obviously changes the situation slightly, but we'll get to your team in a bit, and I guess I'll be able to see based on the results there. Killager, someone I also realized plays some really interesting at attacking chess. And Sissix down here with Atomic Morphe. Right, Total Lemons versus Gone with the Windmill. Scrooge won their game versus Alvaro, although both of them apparently did not respond in time. Here you are, Guitar Spider. You won versus Jim. Oh, no way. I don't know if anyone actually covered this. That might have been a fun game to cover, given that you guys are both quite active on Slack as well. Oh, you say they actually set themselves as unavailable beforehand. That is a tough one then. Pope 13 won. Niraku Yukamuru. Pope 13 lost, sorry. And then here you see, Niraku Yukamuru actually played both of those boards. So, Rabbi R, who is another kind of, how would I call it, like an arty member of the community, if that's an artistic member. Also does some drawing, I think. Big ups for them for taking this board playing down situation. Although I do actually recognize that their two, wow, so they're both 4 and 5 are actually incredibly close. They're like 2 points apart. So I guess for both of them, this was a bit of a situation. Well, you can see Niraku Ikamura actually probably won their board 4 game and then played their board 5 game with the improved rating. Yeah, saved our bacon. Yeah, you guys just got in. And then Cinema Show lost versus the soothsayer himself, Tristan Brown. We'll get to the fantasy standings in a bit. Yeah, here you see you guys have a forfeit loss, unfortunately, on board 7. 64 Squares of Anguish versus the Bee's Knees. Oh, the Buzz Bee's Knees did not take this game, unfortunately. Akshak won, and Millsbees lost, unfortunately. Oh, yeah, and Feet Bobby wasn't playing this week, right? We saw that they were actually already replaced as the week started. So great to have an alt come in and actually take the point for them. Congrats. Duncan Clofter and the chess player just had a scheduled draw. That's unfortunate. Bad on you, Duncan, for not trying to get an alt to play. And then just 3 draws in a row. Gary, you guys were just out for it. Utter Dog. Is this another alt, I guess? And then you, Gary, and then Markini 99. Are these both alts? Did you guys have multiple alts in your team this week? Interesting. And then Borja unfortunately lost, and Dama X-Ray also lost unfortunately against Fulmarsky. I hope you guys enjoyed that and supported a bit, and also got into the stressful cookie times. All right, fantastic blunders. And where to find them? Our previous kind of mid-season leaders. They were leading towards the end of half one of the season. They had a bit of a tough one versus Actions of Pawn Sequences. Fell improved, took the first point. DMA Astanine lost against Dex Z. Grey Sensei drew. Alex 11, 1 versus Andrew Rimmer. Alright, and I'm not actually too familiar with the other players. Not only board 4 and 1 were else. Oh, okay, board 4 and 1. So I actually just don't know Macaroni 99. I forgot that they are also in your team. Alright, and there can be 91, which I still think is one of the best names this season, versus Well and Truly Forked. Here we go. So Milan Rad lost, but then Marlinen won. And we know that Marlin is also someone who's probably higher rated than their current rating here, so we hope that maybe they can get it sorted out before the next season. It's great to have strong players in the league, though. That's obviously great, but we do want them to kind of show that they're strong. We don't want them to play with a kind of silly rating. But it's not a provisional rating. Obviously, they got in fair and square. It just so happens that they're quite strong, and the rating still has to catch up. Clear name goes here 1, Marty 1, NSEEK 1, Hiroku 1, wow, so pretty good, and then Business Prof and Dr. Ricknick lost, but Well and Truly Forked took it very nicely. Alright, quite a collection of miscreants. Alright, versus We Wear Jeans to all our games. This was close. Silk Wanderer took a game. Mennonite lost versus Klavier for the 88. Is this a Netherlands player? Klavier 88. Klavier is also Afrikaans, my mother tongue, which is basically based on Dutch. No information. Liedjes, nope. No, nothing. Okay, no idea, but Klavier is piano, so I'm curious. Computer user, okay, Mr. Scripps. Oh, Mr. Scripps lost versus the Art of the Pawn Storm. So I guess that could have been an interesting one as well. If the Pawn Storm happened, that would have been a fun way for it to go. Super Noob and J Comedy here. J Comedy is always the the admin who takes my summons in what I assume is a terrible time for the rest of the team, so I appreciate their support always, and they got a win against Electric Falcon. Nice. Alright, my team, yes, we finally got a win. No thanks to me, unfortunately. Frosty Panda, as I said, actually, this ended up being like a bomb cloudy kind of thing, and I guess rightly so, we didn't get the point. Meekly had a really fun game. I saw that they pushed. I was up in the middle of the night with Little Man, and we got to watch a bit of this, although Little Man shouldn't have any screen time, so it was behind his back. Night Fury, well done versus Stefan, and then Val unfortunately lost to E-Rider, and then Carrying Blue replaced me against Antamer, and they took the point. Thank you very much, Carrying Blue. Prostitute didn't take it, unfortunately. Aurich clinched our win by getting a draw in the last game, and then Falstein, our fearless captain, also took it for us. That's good. Inspired by my leadership. Yeah, my leadership from the side, right? Pawns on Strike, we demand promotion. Lost versus Mega, which is also a fun name, I guess. Some rapid player here took a win. Sakwin, another player who I think is quite fun to watch. They got a draw. Timothy H, Manny Topspin. Nirewolf, how would you pronounce this? Nirewolf, I guess. They drew. Right, and then by hook. Oh, actually, and then related to Nirewolf, I think that Mills Beats is going to be streaming Game of the Month, and he will be, because I think he's part of the team that maybe does some of the analysis of the Game of the Month once it's been voted. So he'll kind of run us through the interesting points of the game and kind of show what happened. So I think he couldn't do it this past weekend because of kind of just real life responsibilities. So let's look forward to him covering Game of the Month on his stream maybe next week or something like that. Have a look out for that in the Screaming channel on Slack. Alright, Kamikuda and then Shun. Alright, by hook or by rook. So, that's unfortunate. A triple forfeit win for by hook or by rook. Super Fighter won by forfeit. Snowdeath won by forfeit. And John J. Pershing won by forfeit. Okay. This unfortunately was played. How are you unavailable but you played? That's an interesting situation. But okay, I'm glad you played. FWC won. Always a fan of FWC. Go Southern Africa, basically. I'm not sure I know everyone else. Alright, team as in team lead. This is Jordan's team. So Susie then took a game. Jordan took their game. Aleloch over 9,000 from the opposite team took a game. Emily themselves had a draw. And I don't know Gorish really, but Fork unfortunately lost. We'll be looking forward to getting one of their interviews going out again soon, I hope. Said Nominee won, and Matthew K. Canada lost against Jared Hall. How will we do versus now underestimate people with default icons? Alright, so Tomac got a draw, and I think that they ran their Simul, was it yesterday, right? So I think that was pretty good, 6 games. I think they got 2 wins, 2 losses, and 2 draws. I quickly check afterwards. Ooh. Sounds like it was pretty good. I'm really glad. I didn't catch any of it, unfortunately, because it was during one of my gaps when I got to sleep, but I'm glad if it went well. Gospel Gambit didn't take it against the Big Boss. I think this was Big Boss Hunter, their theme for this week's game. Didn't take it. Limal Gullible also lost against Dan Joe. Sidewalk Bob won. Who else do I know here? Unfortunately, not many people. No draws, just drama versus Tish, the world's largest goldfish. This is a team who did well last season. I think they came second or third. And no draws, just drama is also, I think, a pretty cool name. Jelly 1-1 against Gone Nowhere. Brandy. Doctor One Goosewing. We will play again sometime. They got a draw. Flying Fred. Nick White Rice Matters. Still a name I think very funny. Not because of any real life stuff. I think it's just a very catchy, or like, what do I call it? Smart? It's a good play. It's a good play on the words, I guess. That's all. And by the way, apparently white rice has more calories than brown rice, which it doesn't make sense to me. But maybe it's because I don't understand how rice works really. So maybe if you guys know, you can tell me. What's in a name versus can't believe I just played this move. Alright, so we got a scheduled draw at the top. Neither player responded in time, also good. Astronominov won, always good to watch them play. Omertal lost unfortunately for them. Nestor lost. Pumpkin drew, if that's the way to pronounce it. And Barbally also won, congrats. Infinite Blitz tiebreaks versus Ride Against the Machine. Buffer Underrun took a game versus Mori. Didn't get to catch it or cover it, but this is double captain and two active Slack personalities, so I think that might have been a fun one to watch. JW Wells versus Mark. They took a win. Butter Pecan won. Big Pig won. Okay. Something by Tomorrow versus Lies Them Lies and SPL. Mr. One More drew. Funny Like a Clown lost, unfortunately. Scotch Whiskey. Pepe de Po. Lost versus A Scanner Darkly. And I'm not sure about who the other players are. Rukaresna versus Petrov Parov was a draw. Derbo versus Drew. Kiars Cronin drew. Rashkak. This looked like Rorschach a little bit from Watchmen, but it's definitely not. I think Watchmen is a movie that the new one, is a movie that I've never actually finished. I've always watched like half of it and then gone, no, this is kind of boring, and then stopped. Unfortunate. Buffer and Mori played a fun French. Ah, is it? I like fun French. I used to play the French, and recently in Blitz, I'm just kind of playing the French, and then as soon as it is an exchange, I just like castle long, just to kind of make the game fun. I stopped playing it because I didn't like facing the exchange variation a million times in a row, and I didn't have a answer that was worth it because castling long is technically slightly worse for black. Although it shouldn't matter, it just it never felt comfortable, so I just kind of gave it up. But I'm wondering if I should bring it back at some point. I've been playing 15 plus 10 actually on my account, and then just uploading those videos slowly but surely. It's been really fun because I missed the league game, so I still get to do a bit of play and explain, and then I just do a bit of study afterwards, which has really been enjoyable. So yeah, it's not best content, but it's really fun. I've really been enjoying it and been improving, which is great. Night Might Fight All Night, Hush the Moves. Quit It was a draw. LC69 won. Konado lost. Endgame Master 1 versus Mukabekik. And I don't know anyone else here really. Stockfish Syndrome versus Dubov Sacrificial Victims. Enlance won, congrats. Always love to watch them because they play so fast, but I don't think they've been doing too good this season in terms of their general results. Let's quickly see here. Yeah, they've had a tough time in this season, but always really fun to watch them, right? Alex Koo lost. Adande 1 lost versus Kajom. I think Kajom also streamed for their first time, so I hope someone caught that and gave them some support, right? Kajom is a new streamer, then hopefully in our in our league as well, so to give them some support. Even if you don't want to watch all of it, just catch a bit, go say hi. When you start streaming, it's really nice, and even when you are still streaming for a while, it's really nice to have people come like chat to you for a bit. Sorby had a scheduled win, signed one, the lost Speeder 1. Alright, in the last game, Baldigo, we know man has gone BE4 versus the last minute team. Scheduled draw on the top board, very unfortunate. Alp Arslan is a very strong player who unfortunately couldn't be available this week. Day 3 also drew Gilbert, lost versus Cyan D93. Unfortunately for Gilbert, but we still love and respect them because they are the moderator in charge of arguments, correct? So you gotta be careful what you say. And then our workshop 202. I don't know if you're here today, but unfortunately I see that you also lost. Alright, so with that I think let's jump over to the fantasy standings quickly before the pairings come out. And here we go. You'll see that Alex Gould has actually taken the lead with 31, but it's still really, really close. Mills Beast is on 30 and a half, and then Tristan, Name Goes Here, and me are all on 30. And then Tame Teko, Tome and Borja are all kind of, yeah, it's actually really close. It's interesting how why would well, I guess it's because it's not related to teams, it's just who the players are. So individual players can have good seasons even if their teams aren't winning, and so you still get kind of consistent results here. I do think that a few of these people have similar people in their rating. But so yeah, well done to Alex Gould and Mills Bees, who are slowly inching away. And me, the truth sayer himself, me and Name Goes Here are still hoping to maybe get up to the top. We'll see if my team does really well for the next 2 weeks. Maybe I'm able to clinch the win still. It was really nice to lead at the start of the season, but maybe not. I'm not sure. Oh, I see a few anonymous Bat and Llama just got into the sheet as well. Very nice. Gary, your dime. Some rabbit player down here. Scrooge. Sackett. That's a cool name. I like it. Intertemporal. My son ever call. Germ. Yeah, all of this is really, really close, right? You can see until you get down to on the dot, which has 0. Is that actually a team? There's no way. Huh? Did you have a team that's just 0? That seems very strange. I mean, the worst player here, Dante won. Chess just like real life. The king can only take a step at a time. The queen can do as she pleases. Oh, that is depressing stuff. I don't think we wanted to bring that unsadness and unhappiness here. Maybe it's good that the result for their team is way down. We have to look at them too often. All right. And I think that is what's happened. So before the standings are updated, and do keep me in the loop if the new pairings come out, let's quickly look. Yeah, so I like my suggestion. Oh, this is already updated actually. Oh my goodness, so this is actually, that means the standings are basically already out. After the pairings are already out actually, maybe. So I like my suggestion, still in the lead, 1 point match point ahead of 50 Shades of Tall and Check GPT. Two teams who didn't feature at all, like really in the first few weeks. We didn't really see them. They both had a loss at the start, but then they've consistently won. Eh? So starting off with a loss doesn't mean that you're going to lose, right? My team will talk to me. Then next, actions of consequences, 64 squares of anguish, total lemons. Here's the first team that we actually had a look at since the start of the season. Total lemons did very well at the start, also 7. And then they kind of stuck around until they dropped off a bit. God, Win Jeans, Old Moose. Here's my team now. We are way down, 7. We would have to win 2 in a row just to tie the current winning team. And then we would have to hopefully, well, our tie breaks are still really strong, 31, right? So, wait, how do we, 31 because I didn't play, so we'd got the point, but my fantasy team didn't get it. That is unfortunate. There's no crying in chess. The bee's knees, you guys are also here, but we have worse tie breaks. Fantastic blunders, a way to find them. They also dropped off a lot. They did very well at the start, and then boo boo boo, very unfortunate losses. Tish Aldous Goldfish not doing so well this season. Teamers and Teamany, you guys also had a bit of a tough season so far. Hey, yeah, then we go further down. Glad to see that no team has had a complete 0 so far. So even these teams who have unfortunately not had a real clean win did get 2 draws at least, putting them on the board, and then a win and some draws and so forth. All right. So it looks like the top is still very closely contested, but probably so total lemons and down. The rest of us are probably just playing for top 10 placing. It'll be really difficult for one of these teams to take the win. A lot of things have to happen, probably in a way that can't. Hey Jay, thanks for coming past. I think we're about to look at the new pairings. So allow me to sneak it out. Let's see. Up doesn't work that way. But it does. Boom. Alright, you saw it here first, everyone. The pairings are out. So I like my suggestion versus check GPT. So I'm actually just going to go back to the standings so we can understand, because these games are now going to matter. So check GTP is one of the top three, so this is a very important game. And then 50 Shades of Tall, this is 64 Squares of Anguish. This is also in the top, so this is also very nice to see that they're playing each other. I'm actually just going to look at the teams first. Actions, reports, or questions. My team never talked to me. So that's the third one here. So that means all 6 of these teams are playing each other. Yeah. So we're kind of watching these teams to see who starts to get close to win. I don't think it's really possible for the other teams below to take the win. I think there has to be some kind of different pairing in round 8, because if you're constantly pairing the top teams, then one of them will get those points, right? So I think we're playing for top placements now, not to win anymore. Alright. Alright, so let's just have a look then at the specific pairings as well. I've got potentially 2-3 days off in the coming days where I can spectate, when I can do some coverage. Unfortunately, I've already been replaced by an alt for this week because I didn't expect to be able to play. But it will be really fun to be able to do some coverage. So do come back for that when I figure out what the timing is. Junaf, I see you over here versus Sussex. 50 Shades of Tall. Alright, the chess player. STC Lion, Baltic Gambit. Okay. Actions and pawn sequences versus my team never talk to me. Mine's I recall obviously is here. Pele, Chess Rook, Andrew Rimmer. Okay. Hey Gilles Smith, welcome to the season recap for round 6. We are currently checking out round 7's pairings. We just recapped and the pairings are basically out, although I think they're still announcing it. We wear jeans at all our games versus Total M, so Scrooge will be here, Funny Jim, and AAC Controls. Simon was here, Robbie R, Tristan Brown, the Soothsayer. You check me, I check you, okay. Well, truly forked was old moves, new blunders. So bad player is taking on Milan Red. I would love to see bad player versus Marlinen. That I think would be a good combination, because both these players are apparently quite strong. Milan Red is also strong, but they don't have 2,200 and something FIDE, I think. I don't know though. Jay, what do you say? My team is winning, but I personally am down to board 7. That happens, hey? I mean, this is the nice thing about the team league. You can enjoy the team's performance and your own. And of course, if both is bad, hopefully you just enjoy chatting with your team. So yeah, even if your personal performance isn't so great, it's nice to be part of a team that's doing well. That's still fun. And then the opposite, if your team is doing badly but you're still doing okay, obviously you can still be happy with your own results. Yeah, so I would actually have loved to see these guys replace each other to see them play, but yeah. Hey Jordan, I'm here, I didn't forget. I didn't think you forgot. I just hope you're not driving again today. And if you are, there's better be like voice recognized chat or something. You shouldn't be looking at your phone and chatting while you're driving, yeah? Marty, N-Seek is here. I unfortunately lost against him, right? Gone with the Wind versus by a hook or by a rook. So Super Fighter, yeah, Guitar Spider, you're here versus Snow Death. That could be fun. I actually don't know Snow Death's playstyle very much. So it'd be interesting to see. You are driving. Always driving this time of night, eh? Or this time of day. Yeah. Don't retype your typos, man. I can understand that you're driving. Let go of your phone. Pay attention to the road. Pope 13 Transfers playing King Raven. Cinema Show. Alright. Make in-game scary again versus us. Okay, this is us. So, some rapid play. You're playing Frosty. Very nice. Hey, Cinema Show. How are you doing? I see here you're playing John J. Pershing. So I hope you guys have a good game, right? You guys aren't doing too badly. You're part of the upper half of the season so far. For my team, I'm playing... Oh, no, sorry. I'm not playing, right? So, some rapid play. You're playing Frosty Panda. I hope Frosty Panda plays a solid opening. You guys can have a really strong game. Saquon Meekly. This will be really fun as well. This is going to be great. Night Fury, Timothy H. I'd love to watch all of these games so far. Val versus Manu, and then I'm being replaced by High Cup versus Rolly Klakla. Alright, well, all the best to High Cup. I'm sure they'll do better than I was going to do. And then Prosty Dude currently doesn't have an opponent, and Ulrich does, and then Falston doesn't. Nick West is not playing this week. Okay. Let's hope that they get some alters in there quickly. Oopsie daisy. There's no crying contestant if you lose versus the unbest people with the default. Big Boss James, Argus Intertemporal versus Dan Joan, Killager versus Morgan. I wouldn't mind watching Killager again. Actually, I'm just so keen to do some coverage. I'm just so excited to sit down and watch some chess. Eh? I didn't realize how much I enjoyed watching the chess and chatting until I stopped doing it. And I was like, man, that's just why I kept coming back every week. It really is very fun. Atomic Morphe. Alright. Veni Vidi Forky versus the Bee's Knees. Alright, Feet Barbie is back and playing Paxars. Duncan is playing Time MP. Mosby's is playing the Loch over 9000. PSQ. Gary, you're playing Hepatia. I don't know how to say that. Alright, so I hope you guys have a good game. So maybe we will get paired in the last week. Then let's try and finish the season with Bee's Knees versus International Network game. That'll be quite fun. Marconi versus Mika, Borja versus Chess, Fefe, and Dama. X versus Jared Hall. Good stuff. Tish the World versus Oldest Goldfish versus Fantastic Blunders. So Ghost versus Gone Nowhere. BM Steno XP. Goosewing versus Alex11. Oh, that should be good too. Alright. Okay, here's got one person we're still trying to see a replace. I'm playing Hepatia tonight in series. Is it? Maybe Gary can take a bit of a comment from you. Is series fun, by the way? I know Meekly. So me and Meekly Dim started in this community kind of at the same time, and we were like similar-ish rated. We both played French, and we always like, like we play the French, and we both kind of hated a little bit some of it at the end already, but it was really fun at the time. And he played the series games a lot as well, but I always thought like 90 plus 30 is so long. I don't know if I want to do that online. That feels a little bit like much to me. Already 45 can take like 3 hours, right? But I don't know. Do you feel like series is worth it on top of the league? That's so much chess in a week, eh? You have to have a free life. You have to have no newborn, I think, for sure. Hepatia is also doing very well this season. Wow, 5 out of 6. Well done for them. So they're climbing, eh? Yeah. So they might finish on 1900 unless Gary can stop them. Gary the immovable object. Let's see. I'm going to continue down here a little bit. Sorry for that small earthquake. I keep hitting the table. It's a fancy table that can go up and down, but that also means it's a little bit less sturdy in terms of not shaking when I hit it by accident. Czechoslovak. Okay, I don't really know these players too much, but well done for them for getting up to here. What's in the Name versus Quite a Collection. Silk Wanderer versus JSF. I wouldn't mind watching this, although I feel like Silk Wanderer has always been one of the players who plays very practically. If he gets a drawn position, he draws it, kind of thing, So a little bit less explosive, but probably a lot more kind of stable. Less volatility, more long-term success. This is just my impression, by the way. If Silk listens to this or someone tells them and they say, what are you talking about? This is my impression from... I think I played with them or watched them a bit, like a year or two ago, and I got that impression. Mennonite versus Astronominov, that'll be fun. And Omertal used to be a little bit more active here as well. I wonder where they've gone. Wizzy Wop. Wizzy Wham Wham Wazzle. Very nice. Scribs is playing Nesta. That could be good too. Come on, Scribs. I hope you're playing out something fun. And Jake Harmony does not have an opponent just yet. Okay. Infinite Blitz versus Teamly. So Susie Dent is playing Coblo, and Susie Dent is over 2300 now. So they are doing pretty well with their situation. Jordan, what are you saying? Also looking forward to Transu playing against this round and he's streaming. I'm keen to collect and use more Zoo coins. Oh yeah, you mentioned that you were sad he didn't stream last time. Unfortunately, there's no like coins here on YouTube. What would I call him? What would I call him if I had coins? I don't know. I would have thought of a name, but like, yeah, YouTube is a little bit limited. The best I can do, really, is get up to 500 subs so I can do like memberships and super stuff. So yeah, we're not there yet. We're at 241. Remember to tell your friends and family to randomly subscribe to this other chess guy's YouTube channel that sometimes has Japan content in as well. Alright, so Jakey, you're playing Buffer Underrun. That'll be fun. Very good. Emily is playing Matorn. Summity. Said normally actually passed Fork 20. So this is a board swap for you guys. And then Fork 2020 is playing Dami Garcia. Alright. Alright, the Blue Jeans Gambit. 1 second. Non-alcoholic, by the way. And tastes like plums. That's the picture of the plums. I can't see if you can see it, but I think you can. And it says non-alcoholic. Alright, let's see here who we know. Kind of no one. Slugman I know. Slugman I know. I've played them actually. Okay. Something by Tomorrow versus Night Might Fight All Night. Mr. One More. Firing Flatmate. Tone Fresh Endgame. Monolith. MQLL. Alright. I feel like MQLL used to be rated slightly higher. Did they get a little bit sidetracked? Coin Flip. Oh, that's actually Coin Flips is pretty good, Jay. That's Coin Flips is pretty good. I could get behind that idea. That's just pretty smart. Nice one. Now you just have to try and get YouTube to do that so I could do Coin Flips. Yeah, that's real fun actually. Well done. Tome versus Jelly One. Gospel Gambit versus Brundy. The Mole Gullible. Alright, White Rice versus David. Alright, Can't Believe versus Rook. At Us Now. Taxiway Der Bo. Shamdi. Okay. Mark. Moving up a board. No, they definitely have been. Unless they swapped. No, they didn't. They weren't board 2, I think. Alright, but they're very close to it. Obviously, if they do well this week, they might take it. Lies Damn Lies versus Stockfish Syndrome. So Inlance are going off with Leverkusen. Come on, Inlance, you incredibly fast playing player. Fighting Like a Clown versus Mikhail. Kajom, I hope they stream again versus Augiastol. Sorby already contacted, well done. And Sidewinder. Resign Against the Machine. Last Minute Team. UW Brock. Mori, you're here versus Olsen Bande. And Mori moved up 1 or 2. Yeah, Mori moved up 2 boards, didn't they? Because I played them. Did I play them this season? I played them the previous season? I played them the previous season. Okay, not this season. But I did play them. And definitely didn't play a board 2 player. So yeah, they must have been moving up. Well done, Mori. Okay. Here, Gilbert versus Butter Pecan. Very nice. Alright. Hushed Moves. Boldly Go where no one has gone before. Quit It. LCQ9. Knoddle. Alright, only really no plays on this side. And then Workshop 202. Mongrel Tiger. Okay, and then the last one is 8 games versus Dubov Sacrificial Victims. So yeah, Q is over here. Alex School is out for this week. Adande 1. Caring Blue. Okay, so Caring Blue, who subbed for me last week, is playing Adande 1. FWC playing Jeboto. Papa Shiragone. Alright, pretty good. Actually, that gives me a kind of feeling. Only one so far. Alright, so that looks like the standings for this week. Very, very interesting for me. I'm so keen to go watch a few games. So we'll see tomorrow, the day after that. The next 3 days I might have some time. I mean, the most games are normally played at night time for me, so probably I'll do the same kind of UTC 11, 12, 1 o'clock round, because that's my evening. That's before it's like middle of the night, because then it's a bit late to still be watching. And then definitely wanted to keep an eye on I Like My Suggestion, Check GPT, 50 Shades of Tall, 64 Squares, Actions of Consequences, My Team Never Talk to Me, because they are way at the top and would be the ones fighting most directly for the league win this season. Nicely done. Alright, but there's still 2 weeks to go. It's not decided. We still have a few games left to see, so let's not get ahead of ourselves too much. And I think with that, our recap is finished. If anyone has any final closing thoughts, feel free to share. I will actually quickly jump over here and just self-plug this because it's been really fun to do. So you'll see here this game 1-2. This is from a federated tournament from last year that we did game reviews. They come up every week. And then here, this kind of pattern, because I do these thumbnails myself, started here with playing a Dutch, and I currently ended up like playing the Dutch twice in a row. Then we played against the Smith Mora. Then we played against the London. And we created a super cool attack against that. And was it just yesterday we played against the Rosa Lima, and also, wow, just I felt like we really just controlled that game from start to finish. It was really, really nice. Nice when you see like the graph, just go your way all the way, very smooth. So yeah, this is the kind of like short form content I'm doing as well, which has been really fun. But I do look forward to coming back into the league again as well. All right, so I'm going to call it there. Thank you very much for everyone who tuned in. And yeah, come around again when we're looking at the games, do some coverage. And if you feel like it, check out the short form stuff. Maybe there's an opening there that you are interested in seeing. And yeah, that's it. Be safe, take care, and we will see each other again during the week, hopefully. Otherwise, same place, same time again next week on Monday. So yeah, be safe, and ciao for now. Bye bye.